What's going on, nerds around the world? Welcome to episode 171 of the Nerds Unite as One podcast. I am your host, Paul English, and this week we are wrapping up our top 5 favorite game show episodes from last week with a full-blown interrogation of our number 1 picks. And returning for this is the crew of Mike and Colton. What's going on, boys?
Hey, everyone.
Howdy.
All right, let's not waste time. Let's jump right in. You know how this goes, so here we go. Mike, what is your number 1 game show?
The Family Feud.
All right. Colton, what is yours?
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Not a bad impression.
Kirk Fogg.
All right.
Now.
And mine is also Family Feud. All right. So, Mike, I'm going to start with you on this one. You're on the hot seat first. And Colton, you have the honor of asking the first question. Go for it.
So, if you don't have an answer to this, I have a backup question, but I'm pretty sure all these answers or questions are going to be Steve Harvey era related. But I actually want to know: do you have a favorite non-Steve Harvey era moment from Family Feud?
Moment. Yeah. Well, yes. I do. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Okay,
but
I'll go with the other question I was going to ask then, which was, what's your favorite reaction? What's one of your favorite Steve Harvey reactions to a dumb question?
wasn't the one like what's your favorite vegetable? Like favorite vegetable, or whatever, and someone answered a hamburger.
That sounds like something someone would say.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm blanking on moments, but I believe I remember hearing that one.
All right. So my first question, Mike, is this. Obviously, Family Feud has been around for a long time. So my question is kind of two-pronged. Did you watch it before Steve Harvey hosted, or was it Steve that drew you to it?
Oh no. I remember watching it back when it was Richard Dawson. And actually, I actually have watched more Richard Dawson Family Feud than I have Steve Harvey Family Feud.
Okay. All right. Colton, what is your next question?
Well, what is about Family Feud that puts it above so many other game shows?
I think it's just like the fact that it's not like asking like the really deep, difficult questions. It's just asking like, just simple premises, and then it just top 5 to 10 answers are on the board. It's just like what are the first things you think of when you think of blank, and so it's not, you don't have to know who wrote the Ninth Symphony. Or anything like that. You just have to know, do you know something about fast food? Then what are your favorite fast food places? Yeah, nothing much. And then just seeing the reactions of when someone says something that's totally out of left field, they have to think of on the fly, and they think of something really stupid, and you're like, oh, that's so stupid. I would never. And then if I was on the set, I may say something that's exactly as stupid like that, if not stupider. So.
All right. So, Mike, my last question is this, and it's kind of straightforward, but do you have a favorite bad answer from any era, or since we're probably focused on Steve Harvey, what do you have a favorite bad answer from the Steve Harvey era Family Feud?
I don't know. I remember you sending me that link of all the weird, stupid Steve Harvey answers, and so many of those just kind of stand out. I can't come up with one, but there's so many really, really good ones from that one. And Steve Harvey's reactions are phenomenal. But if you have a chance, look up some of the Richard Dawson ones. He had some doozies back then too.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple of them. All right, Mike. So you're off the seat. Now, Colton, it's time for you to jump on, and Mike, I'm going to start with you. What is your first question for Colton?
All right. Was there ever a time when someone actually got that little statue correctly? I mean, it's three
Silver monkey.
That's right, the silver monkey. Yeah, they're actually have
pieces.
They're actually, let's try the silver monkey. As infamous as it is, there actually are the moment people remember the times where people don't remember the times when people got right because those aren't as memorable. But there actually have been some moments where people just straightforwardly got the shine of the silver monkey done correctly. It's just that there were 100-something episodes, so there's more failures to remember than there are successes. Hold on, there is a specific answer where someone actually did. Where is it? I think it was the golden pepperoni of Catherine Domenici. It might have been an episode where the player actually got the Shrine of the Silver Monkey together in record time, but they still lost because of something rather stupid, which I'll get back to if someone has a question for that. But yeah.
All right. So my first one is this. I mean, Nickelodeon in the 90s was a golden age of children's game shows. I mean, there was Double Dare and all its sequels. There was Guts. There was Figure It Out. There was Nick Arcade. There were just so many legendary game shows. What is it about Legends of the Hidden Temple that makes it your go-to?
I love the premise. I just really love the show's premise. It's kids trying to essentially going on an expedition, trying to find a famous artifact inside of a temple. It just really appeals to the sense of fun and adventure all kids had at that age. But I also loved its format. Like in some of the other game shows, the format could get kind of boring depending on what the episode is every now and then. But with Legends of the Hidden Temple, the format never changed, and it always had a great build. I'm starting with the moats, then the steps of knowledge, the temple games, and finally climaxing with the temple. It was a great. It always felt like there was a lot packed in, even though it was only just 30 minutes long. It was always exciting to see the kids going inside the temple, and the music that played, it really felt like it was a life or death struggle, and you were always excited to see if they will or will not make it. Spoiler alert, in the 130-something episodes, only 32 teams ever actually won.
Yep, that's true. They made those games very, very difficult.
Yeah, apparently
they were cheap bastards.
Yeah, fun fact: they did not have enough money to pay everyone for the fabulous prizes, so they made the game as hard as they could without technically cheating, so that they wouldn't have to doll out the money.
All right, go ahead, Mike. Question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was there like a kind of just a stupid moment that stands out to you?
Yes. Okay. So you know how sometimes game shows will sometimes have joke answers just for the fun of it. So and this question is hold on. All right. The question was in Wild episode the temple run was Wild Bill Hickok and the Dead Man's Hand, and the question was, which of these men was a friend of Wild Bill and later fought a battle at Little Bighorn? General Grant, General Custer, or Colonel Sanders? I shit you not, the Silver Snakes buzzed in and said Colonel Sanders. Spoiler alert, they did not go on to the Temple Games.
Sounds like they were chicken.
If I recall correctly, and there's actually been someone actually did a release, the Silver Snakes had like the worst record in that entire show. Like they so rarely made it to the Temple game, to the Temple.
It's actually I've checked, and it's the Purple Parrots that actually have the worst record.
Oh, okay.
I'll try and look it up real quick. You can ask me another question while I'm looking it up.
All right, so my last question is this, Colton, and it's fairly straightforward. I think one of the things arguably one of the things about Legend of the Hidden Temple that stands out the most is those damn temple guards and how they just scared the shit out of so many contestants and even people watching it. So did those things scare the hell out of you? Because I know they did me. I was scared of those things.
I had no idea what those freaking temple guards were. And, as a kid, you see those things and you're like, you don't know what's happening to the kids once they get grabbed and where they're being taken to. And for a child, and that obviously we're thinking, hey, this is for a child's brain, our first instance is going to think that this is actually, really happening. You're like, holy crap, what happened to that player? And I've seen episodes where the players literally screamed in terror when the temple guards jumped out. And one kid was so frightened, he jumped out of the temple. Granted, he would have lost anyway since he only had half a pendant, but still. And it was even worse in some areas where the temple guard was literally standing right behind the door that the players were about to go into. Like in the room with the sacred markers, and as the players finish putting in the final marker and the door opens, there's a temple guard literally standing behind it, and there's a flash of light. And I'm surprised the kids just did not go running for their lives when that happened.
Yeah, those were scary things. I mean, do you think they'll bring those? I know that apparently there's a reboot of it going on. Do you think they'll bring back the temple guards for them and make them even scarier for the adults who are going to be playing this game?
I don't know, but I tell you, if they actually do make the reboots, I am really tempted to audition for it, because that just to see if kids are, just to see if where it's actually as difficult as we thought it was back when we were children and whatnot.
All right, well done, Colton. You are off the hot seat.
By the way, regarding the Purple Parrots, they had the third most winning record. They were apparently the third worst team on the show, but they apparently had some very good runs though. They only had 3 runs when they won, but they all came down to the wire and they won each of them.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm on the seat now. So, Colton, since you won the hot seat before, I think I'll start with you. What is your first question for me?
All right. Do you have a favorite non-Steve Harvey era moment from Family Feud?
Actually, I do, and this comes from the Richard Dawson era. It was a fast money question, and the question was, during what month of pregnancy does a woman look most pregnant? And I shit you not, the woman's response was September. And Richard Dawson's reaction was like, he could not stop laughing. I think twice he stopped the countdown because he could not stop laughing. It's just seeing him try to compose himself was just a riot. It was so enjoyable to watch. So yes, that is the non-Steve Harvey moment. Yeah, September is the month when a woman starts to look most pregnant.
I mean, are they wrong?
I guess it depends on when you got pregnant. When was the moment of conception? So yeah, there you go. All right, Mike, what's your first question?
Well, do you have a favorite Steve Harvey moment?
Not just one. There's so many to choose from. I mean, I'll just give you a quick rundown of some of my recent favorites. One question was, we talked to 100 men. What would you do if your wife insisted you get a vasectomy? And this young kid just says, thinks for a second, says, insist you get a boob job. There you go. There's one. What's another? Oh, there's a great question. Name a breakfast cereal that a male stripper might use as a stage name. And one of the answers was Honey Nut Cheerios. And there are also great ones like Apple Jacks and Count Chocula. And then it goes to the other team, and they say, all right, Steve, we're going to go with Grape Nuts.
Grape Nuts?
Grape Nuts. There you go. And I guess one more I'll give you. The question was, name a reason you wouldn't kiss a woman at a kissing booth. And there were some typical, and the team that got it, well, they were all guys, so you get some great guy answers like, oh, she got bad breath, or my wife's standing by, I can't do it, or she ugly, on PC. But the one that stands out is she pees standing up.
What?
And Steve's reaction was that was just priceless. He was laughing his ass off. It was a joy to watch. Those are funny when like someone will give an answer and not realize, oh, you know what, that might come out a bad way. So you know what, I'll give you one more. The question was, name a famous woman whose bottom might be called a work of art. And I shit you not, this was his guy's answer. Like, I know this is crazy, but Aunt Jemima syrup bottle. Like, I'm pretty sure that's Mrs. Butterworth who has the bottom, but Aunt Jemima. He's a southern white guy, so I mean, oh, good Lord.
Was it up there?
No. Unfortunately, no, it wasn't.
Well, syrup got back.
I've seen a lot of weird answers that somehow managed to make it up there. Like, Steve said,
Oh, no.
name something with the word pork in it. The guy was like, coupon. And it
wasn't up there.
It was up there.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was.
No, it was not up there. Pork loin was. I thought I said lion.
Okay, I gotta look that one. I gotta look that one back up when we're finished.
Yeah. All right. So, Golden, what's your second question?
The second question is, what is kind of an offshoot of the last one? But do you have a favorite Steve Harvey reaction to a bad question?
Oh, jeez. Favorite Steve Harvey react. All right. One that does come to mind, and this is from Celebrity Family Feud. Oh, geez, I forget the family. But she's the head. She's like a very well-known fashion evaluator. She often appears on like red carpet shows to evaluate the outfits that the people are wearing. Her grandmother at the end, and her grandmother all speaks like she's Italian, and her English is very Italian heavy accent. The question was, the question something like, name a reason a woman might dump a man, or something along the line. And oh, geez, you know what? I forget it, but his reaction, because he can't. Okay, you know what? No. I'll give you another one because I can't think of it. Here's another great one. This was Jeff Dunham versus Ming Na Wen on Celebrity Family Feud, and Ming's daughter comes up. The question was something like, name something a person might have in their nose that might cause a doctor to laugh. And she says, peanut. But Steve, because he can't understand English, even though he didn't say it, he thought she said penis. And his reaction was like, oh, she did. Oh, thank God. So, I mean, yeah, that was a golden reaction. And it was hilarious.
I got this one up.
Yeah, and listening to Ming laugh, I mean, if you know, it's very rare, and she's got a great laugh to go along with her great looks. All right, so yeah. All right, Mike, what's your last question?
Was there ever like a question that, you know, like the number one, you're like, why is that number one? I don't get it.
I mean, going back to the maple syrup guy, the number one answer was Kim Kardashian. And I'm like, dude, that ass is so fake. I mean, go with a natural booty, you know? Natural's always better. I suppose it was because she ended up appearing on Celebrity Family Feud a few months after that. But I mean, dude, really? Yeah. Like, no, go with a natural booty. Someone like I don't know, maybe Megan Fox's booty's natural, but yeah, that was like, come on, really?
Fair enough.
All right, guys, so that is going to wrap up our top 5 favorite game shows. Y'all heard number one, and this was a blast. I hope y'all had fun doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
I actually have another good one for Family Feud. I'll send you guys the link in the chat when we're finished with it, because I think you might see it, but if you haven't, you'll get a good kick out of Steve's reaction.
All right, so we will see you guys next time for another show. I hope you'll look forward to it. We'll keep you up. I hope y'all will tune in for it. Until then, have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.